Truman Show. Full movie analysis. What would you do if you discovered that every single person in your life had been lying to you? Your wife, your best friend, even the sky above your head. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's the terrifying reality of one of the smartest movies ever made. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that your entire life has been carefully designed by someone else. Your family, fake. Your closest friends, professional actors. Even your deepest fears, your childhood traumas, and the choices you've made have all been engineered to keep you exactly where you are. It sounds like a psychological nightmare, but what if I told you that one brilliant movie explored this exact idea decades ago? And what if its message is more relevant today than ever before? At first glance, The Truman Show appears to be a simple comedy drama starring Jim Carrey. It has bright colors, beautiful neighborhoods, and an atmosphere that feels warm and nostalgic. But beneath that perfect surface lies a deeply uncomfortable question: how much of our lives are truly our own? Let's look at the world of Truman Burbank. Truman lives in a picture-perfect coastal town called Sea Haven. Everyone knows him. Everyone smiles at him. Every morning follows the same routine. Every interaction feels carefully rehearsed. Everything appears completely normal. Except none of it is real. Unknown to Truman, his entire life has been broadcast live to millions of viewers around the world since the day he was born. Every conversation, every heartbreak, every achievement, every genuine emotion, all of it transformed into entertainment. The people closest to him aren't actually his family, the mother who raised him, the wife he shares his home with, the best friend he trusts with his deepest thoughts. They are all performers following a script. His town isn't real. It's an enormous television set hidden beneath a giant dome. The sun in the sky is artificial. The rain is controlled by technicians. Even the traffic patterns are carefully planned. And overseeing this entire world is Christoph, the creator of the show, a man who genuinely believes he is protecting Truman from the pain and chaos of reality. For nearly 30 years, Truman accepts the world exactly as it is. And why wouldn't he? As Christoph says in one of the film's most memorable lines, we accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's a profound observation about human nature. Most of us rarely question the beliefs, traditions, and systems we grow up with because they've always been there. They feel normal, but eventually the illusion begins to crack. A stage light suddenly falls from the sky. A radio frequency accidentally reveals the production crew tracking Truman's movements. Background characters repeat the same routines day after day. Small inconsistencies begin to expose a much larger truth. And for the first time in his life, Truman starts asking dangerous questions. Who is controlling my world? Why does everyone seem determined to stop me from leaving? And what happens if I step beyond the boundaries I've always accepted? This is the moment where The Truman Show stops being just another movie, because suddenly it becomes a mirror reflecting our own lives. The Truman Show wasn't predicting reality television, it was predicting us. Truman never chose to share his life with the world, but today, many of us do it voluntarily. We document our experiences online. We carefully curate the versions of ourselves we present to others. We seek validation through likes, comments, and followers. Every notification competes for our attention. Every algorithm learns what keeps us watching. Every platform encourages us to perform. The question is no longer whether someone is shaping our reality. The question is whether we've become comfortable with it. Without realizing it, many of us have started living for an audience. Just like Truman, we have become the directors, the actors, and sometimes even the products within our own personal reality shows. The film forces us to confront another uncomfortable truth. Safety and comfort can easily become prisons. Sea Haven is safe. It's predictable. There is no crime, no uncertainty, no unexpected hardship. Truman has a stable job, a comfortable home, and a future that has already been mapped out for him. To remain in Sea Haven means security, but it also means sacrificing freedom. And perhaps this idea is more relatable than we'd like to admit. Sometimes we stay in jobs that no longer fulfill us because they provide stability. We remain in unhealthy relationships because loneliness feels more frightening than unhappiness. We accept labels, expectations, and routines because questioning them requires courage. We become comfortable inside our cages. Yet despite everything working against him, Truman eventually makes a choice. He sails toward the edge of his world. His boat crashes into the painted wall of the dome, and standing before him is a staircase leading to an exit door. At that moment, Kristoff speaks to him from the sky, warning him about the dangers of the real world, telling him that outside Sea Haven there is pain, deception, and fear. Inside the dome, Truman is safe, but Truman looks toward the unknown, despite his fear, despite the entire world watching, despite the Creator himself asking him to stay. He chooses reality. He chooses freedom, even though he has absolutely no idea what waits for him beyond that door, because a difficult truth is still better than a comfortable lie. And perhaps that's why The Truman Show continues to resonate with audiences decades after its release. It isn't simply a story about a man trapped inside a television show. It's a story about all of us. It's about having the courage to question the world around us, the strength to think independently, the willingness to reject scripts that others have written for our lives. Because maybe the greatest prison isn't built with concrete walls or iron bars. Maybe it's built with routines, comfort zones, social expectations, and the endless stories we've been told about who we're supposed to become. Truman escaped the world that was built for him, but most people never do. They spend their entire lives inside invisible cages, never questioning the realities they've inherited. So before you move on with your day, ask yourself one simple question. If the door to your own Sea Haven suddenly appeared in front of you, would you have the courage to walk through it? If you enjoyed this deep cinematic decode and want to continue exploring the hidden meanings buried within some of the greatest films ever made, consider subscribing to Movie Decode, because sometimes the movies we watch reveal more about ourselves than we ever expected. Until next time, keep questioning, keep thinking for yourself, and never be afraid to step beyond the boundaries of the world you've been given.